There comes a quiet moment in your life when the version of you they once loved no longer exists. Not because you stopped caring, but because you started growing. And growth, real growth, doesn't ask for permission. You didn't mean to leave them behind. You were just answering a call, a deeper one. The kind that whispers, there's more to you than this. They loved the version of you who stayed small, who dimmed your light so they could feel seen, who carried the weight of peace, even when it cost you your own. But you began to notice. The mask was cracking, the smile you wore was heavy, and your silence was becoming too loud to bear. You realized the version they loved wasn't all of you. It was the most manageable piece. Healing rarely begins in comfort. It often begins in restlessness. In the nights you lie awake, feeling the tug of a life unlived. In the moments you say, I don't recognize myself anymore. And so you stepped back. Not to abandon anyone, but to return to yourself, to meet the you that had been buried beneath people-pleasing, fear, and quiet desperation. They said you changed, you became distant, cold. But you weren't cold, you were clearing the fog. Sometimes, when you stop shrinking, people call you selfish. When you start saying no, they say you've forgotten your heart. But boundaries aren't cruelty, they're clarity. And your healing was never meant to be a group project. It's not betrayal to outgrow who you once were. It's not betrayal to want more peace, purpose, and truth. You loved them, but staying that version of you would have meant abandoning the person you were becoming. And the cost was too high. Letting go didn't mean forgetting. It meant forgiving the season and walking into the next. Now, you walk with quiet confidence. Not loud, not angry, just clear. Because you know now, the version of you that bends to fit everyone's expectations can never become the one you were born to be. You're not hard to love. You just finally stopped settling for being half-loved. So if they don't understand you anymore, that's okay. They were meant to love who you were, but you are meant to love who you're becoming. Keep going. Keep becoming. Because maybe the real love story is the one where you finally choose you. There's a strange ache in the middle between who you were and who you're becoming, where the old no longer fits, and the new isn't fully shaped yet. You'll miss people who were never meant to walk with your future self. You'll crave voices that once soothed you, even if now they sound like resistance. Growth asks for solitude. It's not punishment. It's preparation. Not everyone can witness your evolution, because not everyone can survive the silence that comes with becoming. You may look back and wonder, was I too much? Or maybe, was I just finally enough for myself? Because healing makes you unfamiliar to people who knew you by your wounds. They don't know how to love you, now that you've stopped bleeding for them. Now that you've learned to love yourself without needing their applause. You are not bitter. You are not cold. You're just done bleeding for stories that no longer honor your name. There will come a morning where you no longer wake up heavy, where you move through the world as if you belong, because you finally believe that you do. Your light won't feel like a threat. Your voice won't tremble in rooms that never heard you. And your heart will beat to the rhythm of someone who didn't just survive, but rose. Fully. Softly. Unapologetically. And if anyone wonders why you changed, tell them, I didn't change. I remembered. I remembered who I was before the world told me to be less. Before they taught me that silence was safety. Before I mistook shrinking for love. All of this, is me finally coming home to myself. And I'm not sorry if that makes me a stranger to who I used to be.